3 hours later, another one, and another one, and another one. The one's like, I don't know, we made this cancel the wedding. So I'm looking like, oh shoot, so April, nothing's gonna be coming in. May, nothing's coming in. Now June stuff started picking back up, or like May also. All right, so pivoting within the business. This is something that a lot of us as content creators and business owners, we had to do within the pandemic. Like I remember this. So government shut down and I want to use this as an example because this is a great time with a lot of businesses. They had to pivot or die. Here's the thing. When something is not working, don't try to force it. Find another way. And in that other way, that may open up new lanes for your business. So when it gets to a place where you feel like you're forcing things, try something a different way. Okay. And that's literally what a pivot is. And I want to use my last example, which would be the pandemic. So getting calls during this time, a wedding photographer and wedding videographer and everything. Okay, still doing that, business doing great, all that stuff. So I get a call, my first call in 2020. I think this is like March. First bride's like, "Hey, how you doing, Smitha?" "Oh yeah, I'm doing good." "So you know what's going on?" "So yeah, know what's going on. So can we push the wedding back?" Cool. 3 hours later, another one, then another one, then another one. The one's like, I don't know, we made this cancel the wedding. So I'm looking like, oh shoot, so April, nothing's gonna be coming in. May, nothing's coming in. Now June stuff started picking back up, or like May. Also, no, May, mid-May stuff started picking up because in South Carolina, by that time we still having weddings and people weren't really capping it. I know there's a whole thing. Some people made like hitting the dislike button. Oh, you're from South Carolina. You're one of individuals that gets the C word and all that. I'm gonna say the C word because I want YouTube to take my stuff down because of the whole virus portion. But that and you're against that? No, I'm not. Just in South Carolina, when it came to weddings, brides was like, "Yo, I want a party. I'm tired of being stuck in the house." That's just how May went. That's just how May and the entire year went. Our wedding business still picked up pace, but there was April that I didn't have and half of May that I didn't have. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to shift business ideas. And what I did, that's really when For Advantage, my marketing agency, started picking up. I started doing websites. I started doing one-on-one shooting portions for branding and headshots. Before that, I was really just leaning into just my typical like portrait sessions, family portraits, and different things like that. But it opened things up to an entirely different lane that I have going. And that I'm still relatively doing now. Now, the great thing about that pivot, it came at a time where I had to really sit down and think, how am I going to bring in income? I knew that, hey, I have a strong skills when it comes to communicating and getting and finding clients. I'm really good at that. Other thing is I have photography skills and I have videography skills. So I pivoted things to focusing on the individual small business and the individual content creator, which opened up an entirely different business for me. And that's what I pivoted into. Now, of course, that mid-May, then after that, the weddings and stuff. And still some weddings that year still were canceled and they pushed back to, some people pushed it back to like 2022. So some of that money that was allotted for that year, that budget shifted to 2022. So I still lost a good bit, even though things started opening back up because some brides just wouldn't have it, especially in North Carolina. A lot of events was just shut down. Georgia had their own things. Just in South Carolina, we were just on a different type of wave. But in the end of all of that, I pivoted my business to another niche, focusing on small businesses. Okay? So, are you at a place where you feel like you can't have any creative ideas and you've already hit a content creation wall? What is a new direction that you can go into? What is a new way that, or a new niche that you can really learn to evaluate and take control of that niche? Do it. Do some research. Figure out what that new niche is. Let's say, for instance, you are a someone that does makeup. Hey, how is this going to be so far as creating my own makeup line? Or how can I get into actually teaching individuals how to do makeup themselves? One thing right now on Instagram, or you can do Instagram, or you can do Vimeo, or you can do a paywall behind with, what is it called? Patreon. There's all these different options right now. We can do paid subscriptions where people pay a monthly subscriptions to get your content. So what are you creating right now to create that new niche? And if you are, say, for instance, a makeup individual, you could be creating videos helping the average woman do their makeup before they go out on the night, or do their makeup before they go on whatever their said business trip and they can't get in contact with any type of makeup artist. What are you creating? So create those new niches, create those new opportunities, and understand how to pivot within your business. Look for that opportunity and take advantage of it, because oftentimes we leave money on the table. So now we've idealed a potential area that we can succeed in. All right, market research. That's where this is going to come into play. How many people within that sphere actually needs that type of product? For me, my city at the time, well, and still is, they're focusing on building more small businesses. So that was a really good opportunity for me to then partner with small businesses, since the city was also doing that same thing. So this is larger initiative going out to, hey, we want to support small businesses, we want to help small businesses. So at that time when I'm pivoting my business, well, creating a new business, not really even pivoting myself, but creating a new niche in a new business, I was able to capitalize on what was going on in my community at large. So on the market research, hey, in your area, in your small town, how is, if we're going back to the makeup artist, how is coaching within your city? How many people are actually coaching? Finding out, hey, who is the top coaching person within your city or your state? How are they running their business? What is something that you can do that, not so far as copying their said business, but what can you do to have another niche within that coaching aspect? They could be focusing on coaching girls when it comes to makeup, a night glam to go out every single night. Then if they are doing that, and the majority of the clients are doing that within their coaching calls, hey, maybe you can focus on, hey, I want to do coaching calls on focusing on individuals that want everyday makeup, just going to work or a business trip, something like that. So doing your market research itself to see what other creators are or businesses are already within that niche, and how can you capitalize by niching down? Because a lot of people, when it comes to small businesses, we have no idea what our ideal client is. So in doing that market research, you can figure out, hey, what's the age bracket that I want to attract? Hey, what's the gender that I want to attract as well? Also, hey, my ideal client, what do they like? What type of shows do they like? What type of places do they actually shop at? Different things like that. These are all kind of things that kind of come within the market research that you should be doing if you're creating another business. Now, if you haven't even done this for your own business, we got another issue itself, but you want to focus on niching down and creating another business when it comes to pivoting. Okay. Now, all right. And our last thing. So if we're pivoting, you need to create some type of business strategy with this as well. So when it comes to, hey, what's my 3-month goal? What's my 6-month goal? What's my 2-year goal? I would say 3, 6, and 2 years. Some people do the 1 year, then 5, then 10. I love the 3, 6, then 2. 2, because most small businesses don't last more than a year. So if you're doing 2 years out, what happens is you're giving yourself that extra push that, hey, if I do these things and line up my business up this way, I'm gonna at least make it past that 1 year mark to at least 2. So that's how I kind of see the business strategy aspect. And you can start off small. Start small. Start with growing your said audience and go from there. Because if you've already done your market research, then what you can do a test audience. Do in a test audience, find someone that actually find a small audience that loves that type of content that you're putting out, or product that you're putting out, or specialization, or whatever you're doing that you're putting out, and test it. After that, what we can do, get someone to film it, do photos, all that other stuff after you've already done all of this research. And you notice why I said video and photos last. A lot of times when people are building businesses or going into new niches, first thing they want to do, I want to come out, I want to do a photo and video for my new business that I haven't done any type of research on. I don't understand what my client is. I haven't done any ideal research, and I haven't done a small pocket of people that I can actually test this idea on to see at least do people like this said idea. So doing all those things in the photo and video component, that comes later. So you need to do all the big homework first, the grunt work that people hate when pivoting, but do that and you're going to create a business that's going to last, or a new lane that's going to last.